Once you're inside a project, it's really easy to get started. The first thing you'll want to do is insert new media, especially if you're starting from scratch. If you're using one of the templates, then you might already have media here. But if you're starting from scratch, you can go ahead and find something, let's say from YouTube, SoundCloud, Vimeo. Make sure always that you do have the correct permissions for whatever type of project that you're creating. Just want to make that clear that we're not going to be held liable for that. However, if you do have the correct permissions, then you can just go ahead and paste that media. If it's, let's say, a YouTube video, then you select on Get Media, and it will bring that media right here below. And if you want to integrate that, then it's also really simple. All you need to do is just drag and drop media to the timeline. And on the timeline is very neat because that's where you could start playing around with the different things, such as, let's say, this media element, which is your video. If you want to crop it, you can, or trim it, you can do that. If you want to move it, you can do that as well. And once you're ready, because this is just a quick run through, once you're ready to add elements and add some personalization, then you select elements. If you want to do, let's say, text personalization, you just drag and drop that into the timeline. And you'll see right here, it's video remix. That's the text. And if you double click it, then you can start editing either the text, and you say something along the lines of my text. If you want to personalize it, you select this personalize modal, and you can select first name, last name, email, whatever you want to personalize, so that when the person is viewing it, especially if they come through your email service provider, it'll bring their first name, last name, and weave it into the story of your video. So let's say if I select last name, then I can either choose plain, which will, if you have that value within, let's say, your email service provider or the way you set up your campaign, it'll bring that last name in. Or you can select a fallback value. Let's say you don't have last name, then you can say your last name, for example, as the fallback value. So if you don't have the person's last name, that's what it'll bring in, and it will display that to the audience where there is no value of last name for them. Or you can also make that uppercase. So let's say once it brings in their name, that name is going to be uppercase. And like I said, geo country, geo city. So you add the personalization, you add additional elements, images, pop-ups, personalized images, looping, skipping, pausing. If you do have lower thirds and combo events, then you can add one of those as well to really take the design of your video to the next level. And once you're ready to produce it, share it with your own community, with your own list that you might have it on an email service provider. You go select produce. You have to save it before you can produce it. You select save, and then now you can select produce and share and email that campaign. Also, a modal is going to come up where you want to embed it. You could select default hosting, lead pages, WordPress, Optimized Press 2.0, and then go through the modal. It's going to also then prompt you depending on your email service provider. At this point, what I recommend is going through to videoremix.io tutorials and going through, whether if you use MailChimp, if you use Aweber, GetResponse, whatever you use, look at our tutorial. It's going to save you a tremendous amount of time and walk you through it literally step by step. And then also look at wherever you want to embed. If you want to embed in lead pages, Optimized Press 2.0, also look at our tutorial. It's going to save you a tremendous amount of time when you're sharing your personalized video campaign or any type of video campaign that you create.